Hey there, Wendy here with Jazzydoodledesigns, and today I thought we would do a tag that I came up with. It's called hashtag all about books. So today I have 7 different subjects about books. So the first one is books we're going to finish eventually. So, of course, my No Untouched Africa is right on top because this is a book that we're doing to completion on the channel. So every page will have a color along. So I thought I would do a quick flip of these books as we go through them. Now, I have really enjoyed the challenge of this because, to be honest, it really focuses me because I can be a little squirrel. And every new book just has its charm, right? And so this focuses me and kind of forces me to maybe color pages that I wouldn't normally be drawn to, which I think is a good thing too, because whenever that happens, it pushes you out of your comfort zone. And let's face it, out of our comfort zone is when we grow. So as you can see, I've done quite a few pages here, and each one of these has a color along. So I will link in the description box the playlist for this so that you can find what you're looking for if you wanna join in. I think we're nearing the end. I think that's the last one that I've done. And I do have a little chart that I fill out when I don't always do it because sometimes I forget. So there's probably a couple that need marked out. But that way, eventually, all of these pages will be completely filled in and this book will be done. So that's my first book. A second one is Nooner Therapy. I absolutely adore this book, and I just find myself really drawn to it on the regular. I like the size of it. I like how pencils work in it. I've tried many different mediums, and I just really enjoy this book. Now, I got this book from Christine, my bestie, and it was a book that I didn't really think that I would love as much as I do. And because this bear, I think what it is I'm not really drawn to these kind of pages like this with like the wallpaper kind of images. And so when I look the first time, there is quite a few of those, but the rest of them are so stinking cute. I love, love, love it. I thought I would love her other book. What is it? Boule de Poy? Boule de Poy. I just try to amuse you. But her Furballs book, this one. But look, I've only colored, 3 pages in this one, and yet I've colored so many more in the Nooners. So that was kind of a surprise. And then the other 2 that I'm going to briefly mention is the Yoyuri Mouse, which I haven't colored a lot in. I think I only have 5 or 6 pages in here that I've done. But I really, really enjoy this. I did this last year for Christmas, but I colored it. I made a video for each one of these. You know, because I'm an idiot, and decided to just add to my workload. And then this one is by the same artist, Makiko Inatomi, and I have done a few in here. I really, really like this. This is the, Seasonal Wreaths of Plants and Friends. So those 2 are on my, I could see myself finishing them, but not necessarily focused on finishing them. That makes sense. So next up is books you've completed. Now, I've completed 3 books. one of which is Little Bunny's Book of Thoughts, which I did for a birthday present for my cousin, and so she has the book, and so I can't show you that. But there is, if you're interested, on the channel, I do a flip through before I send it to her. So this one is Matchstick Mouse Pumpkin Party Coloring Book, and was it last year? Maybe the year before. I colored all of these pages in this book. Now, I'm not going to show you every page in the completed ones. There are full flip throughs on the channel. Both of this book and the other, this is the book I'm most proud of finishing, is the Disney Thomas Kincaid book, where somehow I managed to finish every page in this book, which is wild to me because this book was a challenge. Full flip through on the channel of this. So those are my completed books. 3 untouched books to work on before the end of the year. So that's these 3. Lulu's House of Wonder by Lulu Mayo. Leon's Journey by Kanoko Agusa. That is right? This isn't Erie. No, this is Kanoko. And then Fairy Tale Worlds by Maria Troll. So, yeah, those are the books that are sitting out on my table waiting to be given some love because they are untouched. Next, 3 books you're intimidated by but love. Okay, the first one is Googly. If you haven't seen this, I'm pretty sure I have a flip through on the channel. This book is absolutely stunning. It is on, it almost feels like a watercolor, almost like a cotton paper. I don't think it is, but absolutely beautiful book. And yeah, I'm a little intimidated to dive into it. There's a whole, there's like a poster that shows some completed works. There's like a fold out thing. There's all kinds of stuff that comes with this. There's a flip through on the channel. You guys, I do everything for you. It's pretty rare that I buy a book and don't share it with my besties. Okay, this one is Serene, and this is Nicholas Chandrawanada. He goes by Nick Filbert. Can't imagine why, but this is another book, absolutely beautiful. This one I'm a little less intimidated by, but still intimidated. A lot of skin and body, not in a negative way, but just like more like portrait-y kind of stuff that I am a little more intimidated by than the actual, details of it. Okay? And then last in my intimidating, this book. I'm gonna sideways. I can barely get it in sideways. This book is humongous. What is it? I did a full video on this one too. So it's approximately 17 inches by 12 inches. This book is crazy. Look at this. Does it make you crazy that it's sideways? Are you screaming at me right now? Do you want me to turn it this way? We won't be able to see it all if I turn it this way. But the amount of detail, and there's a whole story that goes, this is called Wildergorn. There's a whole story that goes with this book, and it's my intimidation to start is trying to decide, do I want to limit myself and make it like a book to where each page has the same colors, palette, like for example, I know I'm going to do the borders all the same, right? Because there's a border around every page. So I'll definitely do that the same. But do I want to, challenge myself and limit my color palette to where when you're flipping through the book it looks cohesive? Or do I want to just go wild and anything kind of goes in this book? Do I want to limit myself to one medium? And I haven't decided those things because each of those things is its own challenge, right? If you go willy-nilly, are you going to end up with a book that isn't, each page is attractive, but it's kind of jarring to the next one? Kind of like in Minor Rice, Georgia, Africa, right? If I do, like here, I use the same colors, obviously in different proportions, but I use the same colors, so when you look at this page, it looks cohesive. But back here at the beginning, these two, I did not. And I still enjoy looking at both of them. So I haven't really decided. Okay, I've blathered on about that enough. What is the next one? 3 books that make you happy. Okay, where'd they go? Okay, first of all, there's going to be 4 books. Because I just can't limit it to 3. The first one, Color Me Capybaras, a captivating coloring book. I've already colored quite a few in here. I like to use alcohol markers in this book, so that is fun. This I use Lyra on. This one I use ChromaFlow pencils on. Back to markers. So I've done quite a few. And I so love this book. Next up, Coloring with Your Octopus. Have you guys seen this book? I've only colored 1 page. This was a trio buddy color that I did, and we had so much fun doing it, and I really, really enjoy this book. And I'm going to leave it out because you know how it is. You put these books aside and you kind of forget about them. And then you see them and you're like, what am I even doing? But it's about this girl and her octopus, and look at all the fun things they do together. They're riding the carousel. She's swinging a trapeze. Here she's trying to ice skate and the octopus is helping her. Here he's holding her up so she can do ballet poses. I love it so much. So that is by Brian Kessinger. He has a couple of books. Oh, here they are. Walking with Your Octopus, Traveling with Your Octopus, and Time Traveling. But I can't remember, but I think that they're not coloring books. They're just books, if I remember right, because I was kind of disappointed. But I really enjoy this book. Okay, this one is more of a traditional coloring book, but it always makes me happy. Noko Neko. So I've done this page with Holbein, and I just recently did this one with Black Widow pencils. I love coloring in this book. It's not really a fan favorite with y'all, so I tend to kind of push it off because I do a lot of coloring for the channel. So there's that. But I do really love that book. And of course, Grumpy Friends by Lisa Lively. And I encourage you, if you're new to the channel if you haven't seen the flip through that I do with this book, you really should check it out because I laugh so hard. I had to literally pause the video because I thought I was going to wet my pants and went to the bathroom. I was laughing. These little animals, they just slay me. They just do. Like, look at their little pouty faces. I love that it's one-sided. I've only colored 3, but I just love it so much. Like, there's something about like it makes me happy. It really, there's something about the grumpy animal. Look at his face. I can't even look through this or I'm gonna start laughing. I love that it's one-sided. I get it, it's Amazon paper, but I think it's under $10. And she actually put this together to help her patients. She's like a therapist. So it's telling you what to do when you're depressed. Shop for what you need. She's got the equivalent of chocolate in her cart, right? Cuddle with a willing buddy. It may help them too. I love that she puts in willing. Okay, we can't go down that rabbit trail. But it makes me happy. It makes me so happy. Okay, the next one is palette cleansers. So this one is the equivalent of the Disney one that I completed. I love these because my goal is to duplicate this, which I find challenging in a different way than coming up with your own colors. To me, when you color a page, the hard part is coming up with your color palette most of the time, right? Trying to figure out what you want to do. Here, I'm trying to figure out what they did and how I can do it using colored pencils, because oftentimes these are created with things like oil pastels and acrylics and things that are naturally not going to look the same as colored pencils. So it's challenging, right? And also because they have to put a line to show you like the clouds, right? And so then you're left with how to make your sky look like that, maybe by whitening out the lines or doing whatever. The challenge that I had in that book was the paper. Paper's ridiculously smooth. I actually sprayed every page with a workable fixative before I even started. So I had done about 5 or 6 pages and I was just like, oh my gosh, this paper is killing me. So I tried it, and it's not a perfect solution, but it helps. And so I went outside and I spent however many minutes it took to like spray a page, let it dry, flip it, spray a page, let it dry, flip it, and I did the whole book. So I'll probably be starting this book soon because I do welcome these kind of palette cleansers. This is a similar book, although it's much, much simpler, and sometimes I need simple. Sometimes I just need a change of pace, but sometimes I just need super simple, really easy to duplicate, but you feel like you achieved something, you feel good about your time, and they're just really cute images, right? And this is a Korean book, and there's a full flip through on the channel. So, and my last palette cleanser is something like this, a color by number. I've done a few of these. Let's see. And I tried out different things. So this was done with Thule art with the pointy nib, like the extra fine, which I don't recommend because that's not really what it's intended for. This was done with colored pencils, Arctic colored pencils. This was done with Tombow watercolor brushes, and then Prisma, and then Stickles. And then you had to be really careful when you do Stickles because when I go to color this page, I'm going to have to put something pretty heavy behind this so that I don't get the crinkles from the Stickles. So lessons learned. This one was done with Artix acrylic markers, which I thought they did really well. And here is the challenge with the stickles. Do you see how grainy this turned out? Luckily, it was on the ground, but it's from the stickles. So, don't use stickles. Don't use stickles. All right. This one was done with the Guangana acrylics, which I really, really, really like those acrylic markers. And there's a full video and review on those. Artix markers, I liked those. Acrylics are really, I think, the best in these. This is another one with the Guana, you know, those acrylics. This one was done using the Woomer acrylics, which I also really like. I could have done more layers to try and, you know, maybe get rid of some of the lettering, but it's for fun, not an art submission. This was a challenge that I did with myself. I used Neocolor 2 and gesso together. I tried mixing them and painting with them, and I got some interesting results. You know, so just have some fun. So that was my palette cleansers. And our final category is books that challenge you. So first up, the mythographic books. I love Joseph Cadenbang, and I've only done one. This is the newest one, Dragonspell, and I really like this book. But I have to say, this page was a challenge. I did use a little shimmer on all the fog, but trying to figure out what this tornado should be and what color. Looking at it now, I kind of wish that I would have done, I don't know. I'm not sure. It kind of bothers me that he matches, and yet in my head that made sense that it should, but then I didn't want both of them to match, and so it looks a little uneven to me, so I don't know. But these pages can be a little challenging to, like, this one's more straightforward, but some of these, just to figure out what is what, can be a little challenging sometimes. But I really, really like this book and joined a group buddy color to keep pushing me into coloring this. So hopefully that'll help. Another one that challenges me is the Kirby pages. I actually really love working in Kirby, and this was the very first coloring page that wasn't the very first coloring page that I did. I followed Karen on my Colorful Country Life and changed up all the colors, but I did follow her for guidance to see how she kind of blended things out. And I encourage you to do that with multiple artists, because I absolutely love her work and her pages are always stunning, but her style is very different from mine. I just don't find myself coloring like that, but I did enjoy that. And I use Black Widow pencils, which was one of the first sets that I ever got. Prisma was the first one that I got years and years and years and years and years ago, before I even got into adult coloring. This is the first color along on my channel, and so you can check that out. It's in real time and 5 parts, I think. But you can see how I've grown as someone that does videos and color alongs. And then I've done this page. I don't think I did this page on the channel, but I did do a video on how I did the iridescent scales. which I love, love, love. So there is under tutorials is that, because I really like the color shifting and I really enjoy how this page turned out. Okay, so that's all I've done in this book, but I really like this book, but it is challenging. And then my final challenging book is this one, Fantasia. And he's the one that did the Serene book. So Nick Filbert, right? And the name we can't pronounce. I've done 2 pages in here. This is my latest one that I did. I used alcohol marker and Prisma colored pencil and a Signo Gold. And then I did this one using Prisma and iridescent medium on the wings. Yeah, kind of. And then down here on the gold is some like Wink Estella gold. So those are the only ones I've done in here, but there's some really challenging pages in here as well. And pages that I really want to tackle. There's other pages in here that don't interest me in the slightest, but there are some that I would definitely like to do. But you can see how it can be a little intimidating, right? Because it's like, what is trees? What is leaves? You know? And then, of course, all the portraiture is always intimidating to me. But, you know, I tackled it with, you know, this is the cover page. And while normally I don't, like I'm drawn to cute, in case you're shocked by that. But there's something that I really enjoy about some of these fantasy warrior dragon kind of things. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tag. I am going to tag... Okay, as far as video people that I am going to tag, some of these are very small channels that are just starting out, so I want to give them a little shout out and some love. And then others are larger channels that I have seen in the past do tag videos, and I thought they might be interested. If I tag you and you don't have the time or the interest or whatever, please don't feel obligated to do this video. Everything is supposed to be about fun, okay? So that being said, let me put some books in front of you so you're not just staring at my hand. Zoo Vera Art, Dreams and Color Lover _5, Abby Meadow Crafts, J.I. Colorist, She Dreams in Color, The Arty Crafter, Axic Fumbles, Elms Coloring, Audrey Mogg, Coloring with K, Rachel Henderson, and Emma Colors. Now, if I haven't tagged you and you want to do this tag, please, please, please do the tag. It's just, there's a limit to how many people I can tag. Well, not literally, but, you know, I could go on and on. There's so many fabulous channels out there for colorists, and I want to support them all. I just ask that you tag me in your video because I want to see it. I am interested to know what interests you. So anyway, I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you're enjoying fall. And until next time, happy coloring. Thank you for watching another video from Jazzydoodledesigns. If you'd like even more Jazzydoodle and a little more snark, please check out the membership below. If you're looking for a community where you can share your work and chat with other fellow colorists in a safe and welcoming environment, hit the subscribe button to Jazzydoodledesigns and then look for Jazzydoodledesigns Coloring Community on Facebook. And there you can join a group of fellow colorists to talk all things coloring and share cute pet pictures. I hope to see you there, and until next time, happy coloring.